Hello everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I hope you are all doing well. I am currently so hot, and I know you're all going to hate me for saying that because I know the UK is not the best weather right now. I'm so hot. It's like over 30 degrees here in Cape Town, and today I wanted to come on and speak to you about intuitive eating. It is such a thrown around term in the weight loss industry, and honestly it really grinds my gears. I hate it. I hate that the term itself has also kind of got a bit of a negative element to it now, because a lot of coaches, a lot of people don't actually know what it means, but also don't teach the method correctly. And you know, intuitive eating is just a dream, right? For most women, you just want an approach to your fitness weight loss journey that feels not like a chore all the time. Not that you're hopping from diet to diet, not having to think about your food all the time and have that food noise in your head. Being able to eat when you're hungry and then that be it. And just having the best relationship with food and seeing those results that you want to see. So a lot of people, like I said, just don't see the results they want to see from this. And it's either because they've gone in and winged it. So they've just said, oh, I'm intuitive eating now, full stop. And that's it. You don't have any structure, you don't have any guidance. You're just going to start intuitively eating and maybe eating a little bit of salad, a little bit this, a little bit of that. Or maybe a coach has told you to intuitively eat and has given you some guidance on your nutrition, like eat a bit more protein, eat a little less carbohydrates, don't eat sugar because sugar is not good for weight loss, yada yada. Not helpful. Doesn't address your relationship with food, doesn't address what your current goals are, and it's not helpful. You don't have any clarity of what you need to do in your fitness journey if you want to intuitively eat, which is why a lot of people give up on it, because there's no structure. And where intuitive eating does have a lot of flexibility, you do need some sort of structure, especially if you're one of those people who has gone from a binge to a restrict, a binge to a restrict in that yo-yo dieting cycle. You need some sort of structure, because the reason why you are almost diet hopping at the moment is because you're lacking that structure in your day-to-day routine, and clearly nothing is working on your weight loss journey. And I'm hoping after this episode, or if you've been watching this podcast for a while, hopefully you would have had some answers and been able to apply methods as to why maybe that's not happened so far. But if your goal is to, at the end of the day, intuitively eat, then you're in the right place. Another reason why a lot of people want to intuitively eat is if you track calories. So a lot of my clients track calories, and I do this because I think it's a really great way to get educated on the content worth, calorie worth of different food groups, not to do it in a restrictive way. But I can't, and I don't expect my clients to track forever. So when they're in a position where they're kind of done with tracking and ready to move on to the next step, they need that structure and that guidance. Just like you, if you are diet hopping, you need that structure and guidance. Going from a lot of structure to no structure is also pretty daunting. So I'm going to give you the framework that I use for myself, because I intuitively eat, and I'm very proud to say that I intuitively eat. I used to have a terrible relationship with food, so I'm so happy that I'm in the point now where I can really listen to my hunger cues. Because if you were like me back in the day, where you do a lot of yo-yo dieting, diet hopping, binge restrict, you actually are not going to have a lot of hunger cues. So that's actually a pretty important point that I just brought up there. You don't have any hunger cues because they're so out of whack with your inconsistent patterns around food. A lot of restriction, then a lot of excess energy and food going into your body. So that is something that you need to take into account if you are this person who has done a lot of restricting and binging. And this method that I recommend for you to do is called the Focus 30 method, and this is also going to help you get your hunger cues in order but also give you that structure for intuitive eating too. And it's a really, really simple method. And all you need to do is, first and foremost, eat 3 meals a day. Yes, that includes breakfast. A lot of people skip breakfast because they think, oh, it's going to make me gain weight or it's going to ruin my progress. Absolute myth. It's so not true. And also, what are you saving your calories for? Are you going to have a big meal in the evening? Because personally, and I see it time and time again with clients who don't eat breakfast, they eat breakfast and they say, wow, Lucy, I got so much energy. Yeah, no wonder, because you're fueling yourself with more food at the start of the day. And if you're one of those people who says, oh, when I eat breakfast, I'm more hungry in the morning, probably your quality of food that you are eating. But first and foremost, just focus on eating breakfast, lunch, dinner at the exact same time every single day. And what this is going to do is going to bring habit and routine, because as humans, we love routine. Our bodies love routine. So if you're in that position where you are giving yourself the same time of the day, same energy each day, it's really going to help get your hunger cues back in regulation, and it's going to enable you to listen to your body more. That's literally what intuitive eating is. Then once you start getting a consistent routine with that, start thinking about your quality of diet. Or if you're noticing that maybe you are more hungry after breakfast, maybe because you're not eating enough protein in your breakfast, which is a big one for keeping you fuller for longer, especially if your goal is weight loss. And it's about making sure that once you've nailed those 3 meals a day, lots of protein, lots of fruit and veg in your diet to keep you fuller for longer, and also ultimately to make you feel good. And as always with the Thrive with Luce method of coaching, we never restrict the foods we enjoy. So if you like a chocolate bar, just have a chocolate bar, but find a time in the day that you're really going to enjoy it. So that's it. 3 simple rules. Quality of diet, 3 meals a day, find a time in the day to enjoy your chocolate bar. Now, if let's just say your goal is weight loss, I would definitely recommend really going overboard with the fruit and veg and the protein, still having carbohydrates, but being aware of the fact that things like pasta, rice, I could eat that in volumes and not even realize how much I've eaten of it. So if you are thinking about having, weight loss as a goal, making sure that you do monitor those carbohydrates, because we can't be naive to the fact that those are probably the parts of your plate that are gonna enable you to kind of go over calories, a calorie surplus. Even though you're not tracking calories, it's still energy in, energy out. So making sure that if your goal is weight loss, just being cautious about the portions you have. Normally I would say half the portion of rice, pasta, potatoes that you would normally have with your meal, and add a dumping of veg on it. So you're not restricting yourself of the carbohydrate, but you're just adding on more foods that are going to keep you fuller for longer. So that is the method, and I want you to apply that method, put your head down for 30 days and see how you feel. Just everything you've known about dieting, everything else that you've learned, leave it at the door for 30 days. Try this method of intuitive eating, not tracking calories, just eating 3 meals a day, lots of protein, lots of fruit and veg. And if your goal is weight loss, to think about how many carbohydrates you're eating on a daily basis. Let's also be clear, fruit and veg is a carbohydrate, but high volume food, you can eat a lot of it for a little amount of calories, which is why high volume foods are so good when you are in a calorie deficit, i.e. weight loss. So that's my recommendation to you for intuitive eating. And let me tell you, this method works because I use it, my clients use it, and it's given me food freedom, it's given my clients food freedom, not having to think about a single calorie again, but also having so much clarity and so much assurance that they're gonna get the results they want. So try it for 30 days. Let me know how you get on via Instagram, or leave it in the comments below if you're on YouTube. And I hope you all have a really, really good rest of your week. Goodbye.